Yesterday was New Comic Book Day, and in front of you I have a fat stack of some of this week's hottest new titles that need to be reviewed for you. Keep watching to the end of this video to hear my top choice of the week and which one I think you should be investing in, so stay tuned. Welcome back everyone, AR Comics here, and today I've got a ton of issues to be reviewed for you from yesterday's New Comic Book Day. But first, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content that includes speculation videos, upcoming book releases, new comic book hauls, and unboxings, and I also do New Comic Book Day reviews, and that happens every Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content, because you do not want to miss out. And now, without further ado, let's get started on the reviews. The first up on the list today, I'm not going to be reviewing, but I have to show it off because I love the cover. It's going to be Thorn number 6. It is a second printing. It is a wraparound cover. I love it. It's one of the last panels of art. I think it's the second last page or the third last page. I knew it was going to be some sort of second or third print as soon as I saw it. I had to pick it up. Moving on. Next up on the list, Mega Man Fully Charged, number 2. I was really hyped for the first issue. I talked it up to almost everybody. This issue, I don't know. Let's talk about it. Mega Man Fully Charged 2 starts off with a confused Mega Man. He has a dream about the hard age and turns to his father for answers. Reluctant to help him, Mega Man decides to sit in on a seminar done by Dr. Wily. The seminar gets crashed by the Skullman's robots, but Mega Man still wants answers. He visits Dr. Wily's house and gets more than he's looking for. Dr. Wily says Skullman isn't a true leader, but it's a robot's world, and Mega Man can be the one true leader. Mega Man leaves, more confused than when he arrived, and he runs into his brother, Namagem. They have a nice little showdown, but in the end, they're still brothers. After they part ways, we see Skullman, and he's coming for Mega Man whether he's ready or not. So I don't know, this issue really wasn't doing it for me. I just wasn't into it as much as the first issue. I think it was just the shock of like a new Mega Man series got released, and I don't know, I grew up playing Mega Man, so I loved it. I just wasn't into this one. I might actually take it off my pull list. I think I'm going to give it one more try for issue 3, and we're going to go from there. So next up on the list, we have an Unkindness of Ravens. Issue number 1, it's a brand new series. I was really hyped up for it, so let's talk about it. An Unkindness of Ravens deals with the generations after the Salem witch trials. Our story begins with a young girl named Wilma. We quickly learn that it's just her and her dad because something tragic happened to her mom and her sister years ago. Early on, everything seems pretty typical for a high school student. You know, the awkwardness, the cliques, and oh yeah, and she looks exactly like the missing girl in her new high school. Throughout the issue, we pretty much see that it's just a popular group and another group called the Ravens. Wilma gets invited to hang out with both of the groups. However, something draws her to the Ravens and she realizes that she might not be so normal after all. So what'd you guys think? Honestly, I really liked it. I thought it was a really cool issue. The artwork, it was alright. It wasn't anything crazy. But just the concept of it with just witches and the Salem witch trials, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I'm glad they kind of have something going in this direction, and I really want to see how it turns out. Next up on the list, we have Bliss number 3. I really liked issues 1 and 2, so let's see how 3 was. In Bliss 3, the Ravens have been sent by Leith to the courthouse to kill Hera. His brothers have already been killed, and it's up to Hera and Perry to release Benton, Perry's father, to save them. This issue does an excellent job giving more backstory to how Benton landed in prison. Benton's whole purpose was to save his son, but in the end, he was faced with a much more difficult decision. You really get a feel for Benton in this issue, that he's not a bad guy at all, and he's just trying to save his family. Bliss number 3 was an awesome issue. I really enjoyed it. I love the artwork, I love the story, and I love how they kind of keep flipping back and forth between like present day and the stories that are being told to him. I love how this is so far. I can't wait for Bliss 4. I almost didn't get Bliss 3 because of the week we were having. It was a very big week, but I couldn't turn it down. I had to do it, and I'm really happy I did. Next up on the list, we have Dark Knight's Death Metal, Speed Metal, number 1. It is a one-shot. I've really been enjoying these one-shots so far. I think they're better than the real story. So let's just jump into the review. Dark Knight's death metal, speed metal was an excellent one-shot that fit perfectly into the main story. This issue consisted mainly of the three speedsters, Barry, Wally, and Jay, and they eventually team up with Kid Flash, but that doesn't happen until later in the issue. They spend this issue primarily trying to outrun the Darkest Knight and his undead army. With options running low, Wally uses the speed formula to stop time and create a plan to retrieve the Mobius chair. It holds the secrets of the multiverse, and that's their ticket to saving everything. This was another very fun read to me. I really enjoyed it. I love these one-shots. As I was saying before, I think they're better than the main story itself. I wish I knew more about some of these DC characters and just some backstory, because it probably would have made the story a lot better to me. But overall, I think this is one you should be reading. Very fun read. After that, we have Daredevil, number 22, by Chip Zdarsky. This is a Marvel read that I've really enjoyed so far, and I've really looked forward to these issues dropping. So let's see how this one was. After the previous action-packed issues, you knew you were due for a slow one in Daredevil 22. Matt turned himself in as Daredevil, and this issue focused on the court case and the different opinions of the public. While Foggy handles the court case, Daredevil gets his life in check, just in case if he does go to prison. As always, he fights some bad guys, but this time he recruits Iron Man to help him with his master plan, while Kingpin works in the shadows to create his own plan. So as much as I really like this story, and even Chip Zdarsky's work, I don't know how I feel about this series anymore. I just feel like I'm kind of wasting my money. I totally could just read this in a trade paperback. None of these issues really have any significance. None of them are being tied into like any other run. Maybe here and there you might see Kingpin as mayor, or Daredevil might make an appearance of some sort. But overall, it's just nothing's really happening. We're 22 issues deep. There's no new characters. There's no like big villains. The fight scenes are awesome and everything happening is really cool. But I might stop getting this. I know. I really do like it though. But I think I could just wait for a trade paperback or a big hardcover and it really wouldn't make a difference. Next up, we have Spider-Man number 4 by J.J. Abrams. I totally forgot this book existed. I'm really happy they dropped it. And they even gave like a nice little previously on Spider-Man type thing in the very beginning. And it was definitely necessary, so let's see how the book was. Spider-Man 4 starts off strong as we learn Cadavers has been harvesting Peter Parker's blood this whole time. His creations haven't been going as smooth as he wants, and he's creating monsters. We flash back to Ben and his team while they try to take on Cadavers' makeshift Avengers team. As we panel between Cadavers with his monsters and Ben and his team, we begin to get a sense of where the story is going. Cadavers' spider creation needs Ben's blood, and Ben is willing to do anything to save his dad. In my opinion, I highly suggest rereading the other issues, or if you are interested in this, none of it really made sense. It's like blurs here and there. I totally remember it happening, but I kind of stopped caring because it's been so long since it came out. I don't know, it wasn't bad. I used to be interested in it. I just think there's one more issue, so I kind of just want it to end so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But overall, it really wasn't a bad read. I just think it's so spaced out that I just kind of stopped caring about that run. Next up, Immortal She-Hulk number 1. I know this is not the timeless variant. I loved it. I could not find it. I've been to 2 different shops. Couldn't get a hold of it. I didn't see the Silver Surfer one either, so probably a hard one to come by. This, however, I'm really happy I still was able to get. I love the cover. Love Al Ewing's stories. So let's see how this book was. In this issue, we follow Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, and her emotional roller coaster in between Earth and the Gamma Realm. She discusses with Wolverine about her numerous death experiences, and we get to see what actually happened when she entered the Below. She's not sure if what she experienced was real, but she remembers something happening. In the end, it all comes back to the leader, and it looks like he's finally in control of the Below. So one thing that I've just really enjoyed about this whole Immortal Hulk overall that Al Ewing is doing is that he's really focusing on the leader at this point and how he kind of controls the Below and the Green Door, the Red Door. And now they're just kind of having maybe a one-shot or small characters that are being not introduced, but kind of shown in his little immortal world how things are happening. And I feel like the route that they're going is that he's trying to trap them all down there so he can control everything that's going on. I really want to see how this plays out, and I really enjoyed this story. Fantastic work, Al Ewing. I cannot wait for the next Immortal Hulk, or if you have another She-Hulk coming. Next up, we have Gideon Falls number 25. This is one of my favorite reads right now, especially through Image. It's probably my favorite ongoing Image run. It might even be my favorite ongoing run, period. So let's see how this one was. This issue did an excellent job explaining the Gideon Falls multiverse. It all began with the All Light, but the All Dark wanted its presence known. The All Dark helped create life, and it all started in Gideon Falls. We flash forward to the Bishop and Angela in the futuristic Gideon Falls. They are still trying to escape to the rendezvous point, but the Smiling Man has other plans for them both. He's infecting more and more of the city, and it's not looking good for their future. Jeff Lemire, you did it again. You and your team have done a fantastic job on this series so far. I'm going to be so sad when it ends. I love Gideon Falls, and this issue was not a letdown at all. They did a phenomenal job just exploring the world of Gideon Falls and just furthering it on. It's going to be a massive setup for that final issue. Next up, these are my top 3 issues of the week. First up, we have Miles to Go. It's a brand new series by Aftershock. This I was really looking forward to. I was really happy I was able to get it. I just saw it sitting on the shelf. Totally forgot about it because it wasn't in my pull list. And it did not let me down. So let's talk about the book. Miles to Go is a brand new series by Aftershock. We follow the main character Amara, and we quickly learn that she has a messed up past. Flash forward to the future, we see an older Amara and her daughter Aaliyah. At this point, it seems like she has a regular life until she meets with her dad later in the hospital. She starts asking questions about her past, and it seems as though others are interested in it as well. Things begin to go south very quickly, and we have a new unlikely hero. Right? That was pretty cool. I'm really hoping that you guys were able to get it because I'm happy I picked it up. I love the artwork. I love the story. Aftershock has been putting out great books. I need to go back and reread a whole bunch of other ones that I haven't been able to get. Definitely pick that one up if you can. Second one on my list, we have Undiscovered Country number 8. This was another fantastic series by Image, and this one was not a letdown. So let's discuss it. The American dream is not dead in Undiscovered Country number 8, and our group has finally reached Zone 2, Unity. This issue is slightly slower because they basically give a nice introduction to the new zone. Like the name Unity, everything seems to be networked and intertwined together. Everything in Unity serves a purpose, and things can be created with your mind. While everything here in Unity seems nice, someone from their past comes back to haunt them. What do you guys think? Definitely digging the new sector that they're in, like the whole Unity. It's so cool. The concept is crazy. I don't know how they thought of that, but Undiscovered Country, another awesome issue. You need to be reading this if you're not. And now for my top pick of the week and also my top investment choice of the week. Venom 28 by Donny, Cate. What an incredible issue. Let's jump right into the review. Venom 28 by Donny, Cate started out with a bang. We got a glimpse of Codex and his symbiote assistant while they interrogate Virus. We don't learn a whole lot of info, but we do get some backstory. We quickly jump to Anne and Eddie while they talk about what's happened. Anne explains to Eddie what actually happened to him on this planet and how she acquired the Venom symbiote. Once that's all over, we meet the other agents before a small battle starts. But the big game changer is that we learn Virus's real identity and Codex. That issue was absolutely wild. I can't believe they gave away who Virus really is, and then they talked about who Codex was. And now I know I see you looking at this other issue, because I already talked about my top choice and investment choice. I don't usually do this, but I had to do it. This is cover A, and I knew this was going to be a big issue, so I had to pick up cover B as well. I'm a really big fan of cover B. I like them both, but I knew it was going to be one of those issues. I didn't really think Virus overall was going to be a big character, but I had a feeling Codex was. So now it's your turn. Let me know what you think of my top choice of the week and my top investment choice. Let me know down low in the comments section which issues were your favorites this week and which ones you think I should be reading. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And just so you don't miss out on any new content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. I drop a lot of content. Just a reminder, my days are every Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. You don't want to miss out. And with that, have a good day.